What do you do if you live solo and you get really sick? This is exactly what I've been through. This is day 11, and I'm finally outside breathing the fresh air and being able to actually fill my lungs without coughing like crazy. I cannot believe how sick I have been over this last 11 days. I'm a teacher, and they tell us that teachers and nurses will develop these really great immune systems over the course of their career, and I've taught for over 30 years. I'm retired now. And, when I would get a cold, I would fill up on, the Dristan nasal spray and Tylenol or Advil cold and sinus and lozenges, and off I'd go because making subplants was worse than actually going to work sick. And the only time we really did subplans is when our kids were sick. And so if you're a teacher, you can probably totally relate to this. But this time it kicked my butt. I am shocked as to how down and out I was, like trying to watch TV and not being able to focus. And I'd be in and out. I couldn't stay awake. The fatigue was overwhelming, and so was the guilt because I was supposed to be looking after my grandkids some of those days, going to these different meetings. I missed a concert, and so the guilt in having missed out on a bunch of those obligations, responsibilities, and also fun time, racks you. It makes it even worse. It brings up your stress levels. So that's not good when you're sick. But it's day 11, and I finally feel like I'm turning the corner. And I've definitely learned some things as a result of this experience, and I wanted to share them with you. The first thing I realized is that we need to live a life in which we are going to be missed should we be absent. So, what do I mean by this? Well, I moved into a 55 plus condo because I had an incident with my cat. I was in a townhouse with lots of really steep stairs, and my cat got tangled in my feet one day, and down I went. I was able to catch myself before I actually hit the bottom, but it scared me enough to realize that, I could have been laying there for days and no one would have known. And that scared me enough into thinking that, you know what? I need to get into something that I'm going to have some safety in place. But what I didn't realize moving into this place was that it was going to give me a community that was looking out for me. And during this last 11 days, they've reached out to me several times, bought me some Vicks Vapor Rub, asked me if I needed anything else, was constantly checking in on me through text messages, emails. And why is that? Because they noticed that I wasn't there. I was missing meetings. I was missing card games. I was missing social events that I was supposed to go to, like dinners and walks and chair exercise, stuff like that. My family missed me as well, for sure, because I was supposed to babysit and I couldn't for 4 days that I was supposed to. So there was the guilt that went along with that. But it was my community, this new 55 plus condo community that really was the one checking in on me pretty much daily. And so I am super grateful for that. So I encourage people, live a life in which you would be missed if you didn't show up, whether that's on daily walks or weekly card games or checking in on people within your community, knowing that, hey, they're normally outside having coffee at this time in the morning. They're not there. I wonder what's going on. And if you do happen to get sick, then have someone that you can touch base with, even daily. Just saying, you know what, I'm not feeling so great. So can I check in with you every day just to let you know that I'm still kicking and everything is ticking along here? But I just want to make sure that somebody knows that I'm okay. This goes back to even, um, I'm solo. So if I'm going to be doing a long drive, for example, to go see my mom, I always text my son and say, hey, I'm leaving right now. I'll be texting you in 2 hours. If you don't hear from me, come looking for me, just so that somebody knows where I am. It's just about having those structures put in place. Another big lesson I learned is have your cold meds ready to go. I thought I was actually prepared. I do have this kit in my bathroom, and it has my favorites like my Advil cold and sinus and my Dristan and my Neocitrin, cough medicine. things like that. But when I actually had to start using it, my cough medicine expired in 2020. And so that stuff was useless. I took a swig of it before I even looked, and whoa, it tasted terrible. It doesn't taste good at the best of times, but it was like lumpy and oh my goodness. And there was another one in my closet that was like 2018. So yeah, those went in the garbage. I didn't have my Vicks Vapor Rub, which is supposed to be really good. They say if you put it on your chest and under your nose and put it on the soles of your feet and then put socks on before you go to bed at night, that should help. Not sure it helped because I'm still sick, but you're willing to try anything, right? So from here on out, I'm going to have meds that are ready to go that are not expired, have a surplus of toilet paper in the house because that is something you don't want to go low on, that's for sure. And of course, because it was this kind of illness, I needed a lot of Kleenex boxes. Another thing that may have helped would have been like having some pre-made dinners, like some frozen dinners. I did not feel like cooking. I ate a lot of cheese nachos if I ate at all, because man, when you're sick, you just don't feel like eating too much. This whole experience made me realize that there needed to be certain things in place too. For example, if I had become so ill that someone needed to take me into the hospital, what kind of medical information do they need to know? So I went looking online, and what they highly recommend is that on our fridge, we have a list. This should be something that your friends could grab quickly, or should paramedics have to come to your place, they can grab it quickly too. So, emergency contacts, your list of medications and the dosages, your health card number, your doctor contact info, any allergies, especially like you do not want to go into surgery with an allergy to penicillin or something like that, and also your insurance info. And this is so that if anything happens, then responders who are coming to pick you up do not have to guess. It's right there for them. This stuff can happen to us. So it is important that we be prepared. Now let's get into the fun stuff of being sick and solo. It's actually okay being sick and on my own because I could sleep all day. And wow, for 3 days there, I couldn't stay awake for longer than 10 minutes. And another advantage is I could just leave my dirty dishes on the counter because I did not have the energy to wash them. I could shower when I wanted to. I could get out of bed when I wanted to, eat what I wanted to, watch what I wanted to. It was just very peaceful and gave me the quiet and the freedom just to just rest. That was exactly what I needed to do. Would it have been nice to have a partner there that could bring me hot drinks or soup or fluff my pillows or massage my feet or whatever? Yeah, that would have been nice, but let's face it, not every spouse is that kind of caregiver. I'll share a little story with you. My ex-husband, he had cancer around one of his kidneys. He was so lucky because it ended up encapsulating around his kidney and it didn't, go into other parts of his body. So he ended up having surgery and taking this kidney out. And so it was this about a month-long process of healing. I took time off from work and was basically his nurse and changing dressings and helping him with everything, and I was very happy to do it. Fast forward a year, and I became really ill, and I'll never forget the words he said to me is, "I just don't think I can be there for you, Lise." So let me tell you, being sick and alone is not as lonely as being sick and in a relationship in which someone chooses not to care for you. And having lived through that experience versus the experience I just had with this condo community that I now live in, I realized that being solo does not mean being unsupported. It's just all about the structures in which you place into your life. And it's about the plans that you make in order to prepare for these things. We are going to get sick. So, what are you doing in order to prepare for that day? What kind of supplies do you have on hand to make sure that you're not going to get caught short with meds like I just did? What are you going to do with your pets? Who has the information, your medical information, and where can it be readily be found? Who has the key to your home or the code to your security system so they can get into your house and help you if you need it, and who is part of your team, who is going to be that person that you're going to check in with every day. What I would encourage you to do is please don't be afraid to ask for help because we're just all human beings. And just like you would be more than willing to help out a neighbor if they need some help, your neighbors want to be able to help you out as well. Even if all they're doing is just receiving a text message from you every day saying, "Yep, I'm still good." It's just that reassurance that somebody knows where you are and how you're doing. And that can do a lot to calm our nervous system and allow us to get the rest that we absolutely need. So I hope this has given you some ideas about what you can do to help yourself out if you find yourself sick and solo in the near future. And please tell me in the comments, like, have you been sick and alone? What actually helped you the most during that time? Please consider giving the video a thumbs up and maybe even subscribing because it does help small channels like mine. In the meantime, I wish you all a great day and above all, health. See you soon.